Alright, so we just got home and found out that our woods are on fire. I guess somebody was burning and the fire got out. That's where our lumber and stuff is, as well as the big water tank. So I'm going to run down there and try to see if we can salvage anything. Be back in a minute. Alright, so I'm really hoping it hadn't got our wood and stuff. We're going to drive down there.
Philip usually keeps his lawnmower and that cistern tank down there, some fencing and some different stuff. So it's starting to be ablaze, and I can't tell what's down there and what it is. It's catching fire, but we're trying. Oh, and he just got some materials for the barn that we're about to be building. So those may be affected as well. I'm not sure if it's gotten that far up or not.
Oh man, it's almost made it to this big barrel. Let's get this pushed out of the way. Oh man. So it's just a slow creeping fire, but it looks like it's gotten onto some of our stuff down there. Some of these little goat shelters are really close. Oh man, that's close. Oh man. Alright, so it sounds like the fire department's pretty close. Apparently our neighbors had a fire earlier in the day, and the fire department thought they had it put out all the way, and it rekindled. Our stair place is a good quarter-mile from where we're at right now. Up on top of the hill by the house, so the wind was actually blowing away from the house, but down here it's blowing towards. So be up for a while, making sure that the fire don't get over to the house. Hopefully it doesn't get the big 2,500 gallon rainwater tank. But anyways, we lost all of our electric netting, and we're salvaging some of this treated lumber that we had for our barn. So alright, we'll be back. Alright, so we're up on the tractor, just trying to knock down, kind of create a fire lane, I guess is what you call it, to keep this fire from going over by the house. The grass is all dry this time of year. It's not wanting to knock down very easy. The fire's not. Yeah, if we would have gotten home maybe 30 minutes later, we would have lost our big water tank. But this is something you definitely don't expect. Alright, so we've been working this for a while. Fire department's kind of putting out the small stuff that managed to get over into our lumber and over by these old dog kennels and stuff. But for the most part, I think it's all contained to the woods. Hopefully we've got a little perimeter for the fire break. So hopefully we don't have any problem with the fire getting into the pasture, but I'm sure we'll be up checking on that. Hopefully the wind doesn't shift. But I guess they were saying, unless it flares up and gets close to any structures or anything, that we just gotta let it die out. Thankfully we didn't lose our big tank or our lumber delivery we just got for the barn this week. But God was definitely watching over us tonight.
Philip's coming back up the hill. Looks like the fire is pretty much contained. There's a few sparks back there still in the woods. The fire truck's going to stick around and make sure it doesn't get near the shop or the house or the vehicles and things like that. So, anyways, we'll keep a watch out.
Okay, so apparently the Forestry Service is going to be showing up at some point for this too. Yeah, let's put a fire break, but looks a lot better than it did whenever we first got home. It was kind of hairy there for a minute. I didn't know if we had lost our barn lumber and big 2,500 gallon tank. It's still kind of flaring up out there in the woods. I'm not sure if y'all can see that. Of course, it's the winds right now. It's probably about 10 to 15 straight towards the house. That's probably getting close to a 20-mile-an-hour gust right there. So I reckon this ain't quite over yet. Yeah, it's really flaming up good out there now. Alright, so we're back outside. I was going to take the four-wheeler and drive the property and maybe drive over to the neighbors and see how they're doing. Alright, so it looks like there's a little hot spot here I'll need to keep an eye on, make sure that doesn't jump across our little trail here. So if it did, that could very quickly get over to by the house. Good thing is there's almost no wind right now over here, so hopefully that just kind of peters out. Alright, so we're just sitting here watching this little piece. This is really about the worst spot on our property right now, other than stuff that's way off in the woods. But it's kind of here at this trail, which is a natural fire break. Talking to the local volunteer fire department, they said that the forestry firefighters are pretty booked up right now with a lot of other fires that are priority, so they're just going to be, the volunteer fire department's just going to be here monitoring the fire until they get here, if they get here. Hopefully we don't have any flare-ups. The wind's really died down, which is really helping, so hopefully, Lord willing, it'll stay like that, and the fire will burn itself out. Alright, so thankfully our property's set up with some fire breaks, just ATV trails basically. They really have helped contain the fire. After talking to the local volunteer fire department, they said that if forestry comes out, they'll actually just run the dozer through the woods to create a fire break. But we just got our property cleaned up from all the burn piles and everything. I really hope that we don't have to go that route. Obviously, it's better to do that than lose a house or something from a fire. But so far, so good. There's almost no wind right here, but if you go right up the hill where our house is, it's probably close to 15 miles an hour right now. It just tends to stay windy up there. So I'm hoping we can keep the fire down here and not have any issues, but if it gets in the woods, it could be interesting. All right, so it looks like Forestry Commission just got here. They're kind of surveying what's going on, and hopefully we'll make contact with them in just a minute or two to try to figure out what a good plan of attack is for the rest of the fire, keeping it down and everything. I know it don't look like much right now, but if you go up on top of the hill, there's still some pretty good hot spots. Looks like some trees on fire and stuff. But anyways, we'll keep y'all posted. Alright, so I'm still here on this trail watching this fire, making sure it doesn't hop the trail. I think I hear the dozer, either that or the lowboy. So the dozer should be coming before too long. Hopefully finish getting this fire contained. It's really just, I think, a preventative measure at this point. I would think that the fire is probably going to burn itself out, but definitely don't want to play around and let it get out of control either. So we'll keep you posted. Alright, so they got the dozer up here, and looks like they're already starting to cut their little fire ditch. So it looks like I'll have some tractor fun ahead of me. So what I need is another Homestead project, or non-Homestead project. But anyways, the fire looks like it's spreading on the north side of the property pretty good. So they're going to go ahead and try to get this fire contained. Alright, so I just drove back over here to this hot spot that we were having earlier, and it's really slowing down. So I'm guessing it's just going to kind of burn itself out over here. But we'll continue to keep an eye on it. Alright, so this is what the woods look like right now. This fire's just slowly creeping down the hill. If it continues to do that, it'll burn itself out. Alright, so we've got another flare up over here. I'll have to watch this pretty good. I saw the woods lighting up and went ahead and hopped on the tractor just in case I needed to. And just really concerned with this spot hopping the road. Because if it hops the road, the wind's still blowing pretty good up by the house. This would pretty much blow straight to the house or straight to the shop. I'll tend to this real quick. Alright, so I was concerned with this cedar tree catching fire because there was a bunch of cedar boughs all around the base of it from some cedars that we had harvested off the property for another project. So we got that tree top and all those boughs pushed back. So hopefully those will burn off and not catch this cedar here on fire, because if it does, it's going to be up in the treetops there and could very easily catch that side of the woods on fire. So we'll continue to watch it.
So it was a long night. We stayed up for quite a while, but Philip stayed up quite a bit longer. I'm not even sure what time he came to bed. But anyways, stayed up watching the fire, and then usually our baby sleeps until about 4:30, at least 5 o'clock, somewhere in there. And last night he decided to get up at 1 and again at 4. And so heading out this morning at 6 something is a little early. I'm tired. But anyways, headed to town. I'm sure Philip will keep me posted on the stuff around the house, but it looks like everything else around here is doing all right.
Alright, so it's the morning after our fire. It's about 7:15 or so. Starting to get our daffodil bulbs blooming out. But looks like the fire was contained just to the area that it was in last night. Gonna do a quick drive around and kind of see what it looks like. Alright, so I'm in the truck driving what was dozed yesterday. Thankfully, they didn't have to cut a new path through our woods. They just used an old trail that we don't use very often. I'm honestly not really sure how far down they made it. But I don't see any burnt stuff over on this side. But it was glowing pretty good over there last night. So I'm guessing it was on the back side of the hill. It's kind of funny because this was on my to-do list this winter, tending this trail. I had some down trees and stuff. I just hadn't had time to deal with it. But guess it got done. Alright, that looks a little wet up there. I'm gonna get up and walk. Alright, so we got backed up that trail. A little slick coming back up it in reverse there. And drive back over here and see what we got on this other side. Alright, so we're at a different spot here. We're gonna walk in and just kind of see what it looks like. So this trail actually acted as a fire break for this small area right here. And it definitely looks different. See a lot of this old dead wood still. It's kind of smoldering. Our woods have a lot of down and dead wood in it. definitely weird seeing the forest floor without a foot of leaves on it. Definitely see all the rocks we have now. Just hope we don't get a lot of erosion this spring whenever the rains come. But yeah, I just completely burn off this area. Completely. Alright, so I thought I'd come over here and kind of check out this area. This is where we've been keeping our materials. Didn't have a lot over here to burn up other than this lumber and the animal shelters. And we had that electric netting that got fried. But really almost no damage. Just a couple of boards there had a few inches of burn. And then one more right there. And this section here has 6-7 boards, I guess. We kind of got burnt just a little bit on the ends. And that's what Premier 1 electric netting looks like after it's been fried. There's a few hundred feet of netting right there, which is a drag to lose. Definitely could have been a lot worse. Certainly a beautiful morning this morning.